Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are doing week 3 check-in for the Artist Way program. If you guys have been following along, I've been doing morning pages. I have actually been doing them live here on YouTube mostly, sometimes on TikTok, but mostly on YouTube. It's 5 a.m., 5:15-ish Central Time, because I'm in the Midwest. If you ever wanted to hop on there for co-working, that's kind of the point of it. And today I added in doing some morning art pages after I did my morning writing pages. So how many days this week did I do my morning pages? I did them all, but I think there was 1 or 2 days where I did the affirmations later in the day. And I think there was one day where I didn't do all 3 pages, but I got almost 3. It was a good week for consistency, considering the fact that both my kids were having issues with headaches and the weather has been changing and allergies because we live in surrounded by cornfields and it's harvest season. It's a rough time for all of us, honestly. Did I do my artist date this week? I did do my artist date, and now I don't remember what it was. I did do the artist date. I believe it was going thrifting. Or no, I went to a bookstore. Yeah, I went to the thrift store and a bookstore, an indie bookstore in a town. It's about 45 minutes away, but they were having a free book sidewalk sale. And then I went in and I bought a book from an indie author also. And I got some really cool stuff. I've done like 3 trips to the thrift shops lately, and I have some really cool ephemera to share with you guys. It felt really good. I had been taking care of everybody all weekend, and my husband was like, go do this thing that you wanted to do. Everybody else doesn't feel good, but you feel fine, so go do this thing. We're all fine. We're gonna hang out at home. So I went and did the thing, and it was awesome. It was great to be able to do that. I picked up donuts on the way home for everybody because there's like a donut shop there that everybody likes, and it ended up being a really good way to blow off steam and just do something fun. I also got clothes for myself from the thrift shop, which I've been a little stressed about where to find clothes. So that worked out well. Did I experience any synchronicities this week? If you follow my website, starmothpress.com, or are subscribed to my newsletter from Substack, you will know about the project I launched that downloaded on week 2, and I started it on at the beginning of week 3, so it was last week I started it. It's called the Tarot Diaries. I talked about it in my interview with Lori Mae's Art. I will link below to that interview, but I'm doing a weekly meditation on one tarot card per week. I'm going to go through all 78 cards. I am pulling the cards at random, but I am going to leave out the cards I've already done. Last week was Strength, and I had riffed on it originally about patience and strength and waiting and being okay, pausing. And then on the way to my kid's soccer game practice, something in the middle of cornfields on the back roads, we went over a hill and there was a great blue heron standing in the middle of the road, and he took off right in front of my car, and his feet almost grazed our windshield. It was so close. It was a great experience, and the great blue heron is indicative of me finding more creative freedom and just more freedom to try new things. I remember seeing a great blue heron for the first time, I think it's 2 years ago now, when we started going out to my in-laws' new campground, where there's a lot of lakes and water, and I was just paying more attention to nature, and that's kind of been the vibe that has led to me writing more poetry and daily prayers and making art and writing these contemplative essays and contemplative comics. So I think it's been really good. The second entry of the Tarot Diaries for Strength had to do with the Great Blue Heron, and then I painted, I did a little painting in my passport traveler's notebook and shared a little quote, and yeah, go to my website, starmothpress.com. I'll link it below, but I'm going to be sending out like a recap newsletter every week with all the entries, and kind of a wrap up and some journal prompts. And then I think maybe bi-weekly, it's going to be either bi-weekly or monthly, I'm going to be doing a podcast where I talk about embodying the cards that I pull and looking for the ways they contribute to my daily life. This is the project that downloaded as soon as, I think it was week 2, like when I got started with the Artist Way. And so that's the synchronicity that sticks out to me. There were some other ones. Lots of angel numbers if you're into that kind of thing. Were there any issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? I wrote about this last night in the Tarot Diaries because I pulled the 3 of Cups, which if you're not familiar, it's an image. The card is an image of 3 people cheersing chalices and celebrating, which is reminiscent of my days as an active alcoholic, but also I think kind of hints at community, and week 3 of the Artist Way also hints at community and talks about one of the things that I did not do was call a friend who treats you like you're a really good and bright person who can accomplish things. Part of your recovery is reaching out for support. The support will be critical as you undertake new risks. Now, let me be clear. I have a lot of really great friends in real life who I don't get to connect with on a regular basis because we live in different areas and we all have stuff going on. I have a great community of friends that I've made on the internet who are very supportive, and we have a lot of similar interests. But it has become clear through the Tarot Diaries and the Artist's Way that I probably need to work on being around people. So this week we have joined a gym. I'm doing the recliner bike and crocheting and listening to podcasts and the Artist's Way. But my hope is that as I get more comfortable and my anxiety about this space eases a little bit, I can move into other areas and hopefully make some friends. Other than that, there is list 5 favorite childhood foods. Buy yourself one of them this week. There's a Jell-O mold that my mom used to make. I have the actual mold, but I need the recipe. She's going to be giving that to me. That is how week 3 has gone. I just finished listening to the chapter for week 4, and I know that she talks about restricting the amount that you read, and I'm assuming that she probably includes podcasts and audiobooks in this. It's just this idea of like to not consuming media so that you can have like clear channels. And I've already been doing this a little bit by not wearing headphones or listening to anything in my daily walks, and so I'm going to slowly start trying to fade out some of the other media that I'm listening to, because that's the main way that I consume media right now. There's a fly in my hair right now. If you guys have any questions, please let me know below. Hit like and subscribe if you want to continue this journey. Join me for Writing Morning Pages live 5:15-ish a.m. Central Time. If you are curious, I think there's an audiobook version on YouTube of this book. And mainly, if you go back to my introductory video, I think the Artist's Way, like the morning pages and the Artist Date, is like really 2 of the main tools that like getting us accustomed to doing those could potentially be really good if you aren't ready to work the program yet. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you have a preference. I'm trying to decide about this podcast frequency. I was gonna do weekly, but the newsletter is weekly, so that seemed like a lot. So I'm thinking bi-weekly or monthly. If you could just drop a comment. I don't want to inundate everybody with content, but this combines a lot of my interests. I'm going to be writing, I'm going to be making art about these cards. I'm going to be looking for the ways I relate to them and embody them in my real life and telling anecdotes. And then I'm going to have a podcast where I'm going to talk about them, like my experience as it goes on. Potentially maybe setting up interviews with people who are familiar with the tarot. I haven't decided yet. And I just, at the end, I'm going to have this collection of work that I hope to publish into a book. That's the vision right now. And I don't know how it's going to look yet, but I'm really excited about it. I talked about it in the interview with Laura Maeve. So again, I'll leave a link below. You can go check that out to hear me talk about kind of my history with creativity and growing up as a gifted kid in the 90s. If you guys haven't yet, I hope you make something or do something creative today. Even if it's just going for a walk, even if it's just scribbling on a piece of paper, everything counts, and all of it accumulates to us feeling better. I think creativity helps us feel better, and I think we need that right now. I'll see you next week. Bye.